Snap out of it, buddy.
Episode 9, take 2. Can we talk? Hi, I'm Derek. Wow.
Welcome to Can We Talk? I'm Derek.
Episode 9, take 3. Action. Welcome to Can We Talk? I'm Derek.
And I'm Sonia. Thank you for watching. Today's episode is entitled Conflict. Oh, sorry. The conflict fix.
Episode 9, take 4. Welcome to Can We Talk? I'm Derek.
And I'm Sonia. Thank you for watching. Today's episode is called The Conflict Fix. The Conflict Fix. A little tongue twister there. So, can we talk?
Absolutely, let's talk because we have a conflict. And this conflict, did you know we had a conflict?
I did not know
Right.
we were in conflict.
Well,
Which, by the way, is a conflict when one person thinks there's a conflict and the other person does not. There's a conflict.
right. This is serious, not scripted. I'm being serious. This is a conflict. So, so today we had a long day. I mean, like crazy long, including what we do every day. You know, we have clients and, you know, the kids and that whole routine that we have. But in addition to some other external things that were happening, which allowed Sonia to be extra busy in her day, and she had a routine. So her routine was
My routine has
messed
been
up.
off for like the last 10 days.
So I want to share the conflict right here on this vlog, but we want to talk about conflict in marriage first. How do you handle it? What do you do?
And how do you fix it?
And how do you fix it?
That's the name.
And I know in our past how we dealt with conflict, and when we tried to fix it, we messed it up by fixing it or what we thought we were fixing.
Because when we are in conflict, if you don't know the definition of conflict, you won't know how to respond appropriately. Conflict exists when there's a need of another and that need is not being met. And if you skip 1 and skip 2, the steps 1 and 2, you won't be able to resolve the conflict. Step 1 is to identify what the need is, and then step 2 is to see if the need can be met. And oftentimes before we do 1 and 2, we go to coping mechanisms or what we call management of the conflict. And depending on your temperament has a lot to do with how you're going to resolve the conflict. So I wouldn't know that Derek was in conflict because Derek internally processes. Now he is known, he knows better than to keep it to himself, but obviously he's been in conflict today.
Well, we haven't had time to
Right.
really talk about it because we've been doing so many things, so I haven't had time to even say what it was.
Well, that's true, but I would have because I'm an
External.
extrovert and I externally
Right.
process. So he wouldn't, whether we're busy or not, he would have heard about it. So I don't know if you can identify with that or with Derek's way of coping. And we did talk about this about 2 episodes ago. So we're back to understanding how we cope. Externally or internally processing the conflict is just one coping mechanism. But there are a lot of other coping mechanisms that destroy marriages. Seeking out approval or attention from other people, inappropriate people, having infidelity, drinking, fighting, cursing, ignoring, avoiding, talking about it to somebody else. There are a lot of poor coping mechanisms that people will do when they're in conflict, shutting down, So we want to help you guys understand what we had to understand, which is that there is a way, a healthy way to resolve conflict within a marriage.
And the first way is to do what I did. I have a conflict. I'm feeling a little bit of something. Most men, that's how we communicate. Sometimes we don't even say that. We kind of act it out, but we're going to talk about what is the proper way to address the conflict. So as I said a few minutes ago, I'm in conflict with Sonia. Now,
You're in conflict with yourself.
no, I'm not. I'm not.
I think you're projecting your conflict.
I may be projecting it, but I'm not in conflict with myself because, and let me tell you the conflict. Sonia gave the definition of conflict. You gave the definition, right? And so my need that I needed all day was attention. So that's the beginning of identifying that there is a conflict or there's something that's brewing or something that is happening. My need, I needed attention. So all day long, and we've been doing our thing, and she's been busy and I've been busy, and the kids and the homework and the dinner and the clients and boom, boom, yada, yada, yada. And so I still have a need for attention. And so now the conflict is Sonia has not met that need for attention.
Now, I would have met that need for attention. Derek wanted to record the vlog tonight. I had other plans.
No.
I did. He would have gotten plenty of attention, which is a conflict because
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing.
his need
Here's the thing.
of attention would have been met. He trumped that.
I trumped it because of the fear of wanting to communicate that to prevent rejection. Yeah, listen to me,
I don't
gentlemen.
reject you, baby.
I know you don't, but I'm saying.
You still have that fear.
Well, it's not as heavy as it was, 15 years ago, and that's, But I'm talking to most men. We don't go into our wives to say that we need attention because of the fear of rejection. We are afraid of the response, and most times the wife may not even know that the husband needed attention. And so by him even wanting to say it, she may say it because she's busy, or she may say it, her response may be just a normal response and nothing that's going to intentionally hurt him, but we're going to receive it as rejection. So I didn't say that to Sonia earlier, partially because the fear of rejection, and not that she would do it to hurt me, but she's busy. She's doing clothes and she's on the clients and she has and so I didn't want to hear, well, baby, I'll give you some attention later. No, I don't want to hear it later because I needed it now. So I stopped talking about it, and we're doing what we have to do. And so here we are, real time.
But that's not a fair conflict example because I didn't know you had that need.
So it was my conflict.
Yeah,
Within myself.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Now it would have been a conflict if he had inappropriately acted out his need of attention towards me, which he did not do. We've been, busy, but we've been cordial and interacting all evening. And, I also need some attention. So we call this now the war of the needs, because I've been being pulled by external family members, unplanned. And because of that, I need some attention too. I need some TLC. Derek needs it. So we call that the war of the needs. And here are some other needs that you may be familiar with. And we actually ask you to memorize these needs. There are 10. And most of these are seen in marriages. And if you don't remember them, just go to our app. The 10 emotional intimacy needs are on there. So we've got the need of acceptance, affection, appreciation, approval, attention, comfort, encouragement, security, support, and last but not least, respect. And you can usually find one of those 10 needs in your conflict with your spouse. And we say they're intimacy needs because they're usually needs that you require from your spouse, more so than from anybody else. You might need attention from a mom or dad or something like that, but it doesn't get to that level of conflict, except usually when it's your spouse.
Right. Well said.
So now, Derek did a good job because he projected his conflict onto me. But he told me what his conflict was, which was attention, which I did not know because I need my own attention. But he did tell me. So that's step one. Step two would be step one was to tell me the need, which was to identify the need. And here's the thing, some people are in conflict and they can't even identify the need themselves, but then they want their spouse to meet it. You got to know your need, because in order to communicate your need, you got to know what it is. Otherwise, you are going to use the poor management style that I described earlier. So Derek did it the right way. He communicated that he had a need of attention, which I did not know. And step 2 is, can the need be met?
Can you meet the need?
Of course, we can shut this down right now.
All right, y'all, we out. See you on the next vlog. I need some attention right now.
How we doing with time? Okay, we almost finished. Okay.
You know, the conflict in marriage and the inability to fix it has destroyed marriages. They end up just separating, and what we did just now, we talked about it. You know, and that was a low level conflict. You know, that was not a real big conflict, but there's some who are watching right now who are trying to figure out, how do we deal with the big things? How do we deal with financial conflicts? How do we deal with, there may have been some breach in security or infidelity or money issue, or even sex, you know? So how do you cope? How do you cope? Do you shut down? Do you withdraw? Do you just become stagnant? But we want to encourage you to deal with the conflict by talking about it, by just sitting down and saying, this is the need that I have, or this was the need that was violated, and just own it. Just say, you know, okay, honey. And for me in that attention, I recognize that Sonia, she was not able to give me the attention. So part of it is that I just had to man up and put my big boy pants on and say, I'm not going to get the attention in the next 12 hours. But now that I expressed that need to Sonia, she says, yeah, I can meet that need right now. We're good. But we encourage you to talk about the needs within the conflict. We really want you to get the app, and it'll show you the different needs on there, and begin to talk about what the needs are in the conflict.
Because if you don't, it goes to the other intimacies, like Derek mentioned, your spiritual intimacy, or your financial intimacy, or your sexual intimacy. Your sexual, financial, and spiritual intimacy needs are only as good as your emotional intimacy needs. And we did talk about that in the episode called Finding the Missing Piece with Intimacy. So these are the needs that will help you build your emotional intimacy so that the other 3 can also be solid.
Right. Conflict, we encourage you to fix it and not just roll with the punches and not just sweep it under the carpet. You know, just find, and if you can't come to some type of conversation, then get a mediator or get a counselor, someone who is skilled in it, not just any old body, you know, not just any old body. Not, sometimes pastors be jacking people up, you know, your friend, girlfriend, boyfriend.
It's true.
I'm just saying, be smart and be wise to get counsel who has the expertise in mediating conflicts and resolving conflicts, and hearing that person's emotions and feelings associated with that, and even trying to help them go back and deal with what is the root cause of it. Because more than likely, it was something dealing with their past, and it just comes out in the marriage.
Or it's your present, and it's a need that you just have not identified or stated.
Right. Thank you for watching. We look forward to seeing you again on the next vlog. We encourage you to subscribe and share this vlog.
And share your questions for the week. We didn't do one tonight, but we know that a lot of couples are in conflict. So understanding conflict exists when there's a need of another, and that need is not being met. Identify step 1, which is the need, and 2, can it be met? So now that you know what you're going to do with it. Until next time, take good care of yourselves.
Bye-bye.
Bye.